Coach Lucas Watkins. Coach, you returned a lot of players from last year. You had a lot of younger guys, but you had a lot of guys who graduated. As far as the returners this year, who are they and what are the pieces you have?
I think there's a lot of kids that got a lot of experience last year. We were senior heavy in our production, and the fact that we had Blake McMeekin and Braden Olmstead that were a lot of our offense. But we had a lot of kids get a lot of valuable experience on the defensive side and the offensive side. We had a lot of sophomores. I think we started 6 sophomores last year at one point in the season. Some guys we're going to rely upon. Kelby Bierman was a junior last year that played a lot. We're going to rely on him as a senior this year. Logan Gerhardt is a kid that got a lot of time as a sophomore, offensively and defensively. Cade McMeekin is another kid that got a lot of reps, both offensively and defensively. Started both sides of the ball for us. And Zach Harmon's another one. Played defensive end and tight end for us. Started both as a sophomore. Owen McGinnis is another one. He started center for us last year and middle linebacker. Grant Kaiser's a kid that got started both ways at times. He was a junior. And I'm sure I'm forgetting one or two, but we had a lot of kids that were sophomores and juniors that we relied upon. Again, we talked about Blake, we talked about Braden Olmstead. Hunter Kemper was another kid that we had that started as the offensive line, but other than those three, really, we bring everybody else back.
Hudson McElravy, junior, taking over for Braden Olmstead. They're obviously Hudson being a lefty and Braden was a righty, but 2 years ago Brian Weber was lefty. How do you feel like Hudson's kind of taking over that role?
He's done a great job. He's a leader first. Again, he's a kid. He is a junior. Here the last few years, we've kind of been starting seniors, but kind of have a gap in there. We don't have a senior quarterback, so Hudson's going to be thrown in that position. And his leadership is something that stands out. Again, he's a kid that's played quarterback since he was in JFL. He understands the position. He understands the system. He's played JV the last 2 years, so he's gonna, he's got his feet wet and everything. We're just not kind of throwing him to the wolves. So we're confident in his leadership and his ability.
You're taking over for Braden Olmstead. You're a junior. What are some of the things you worked on this summer to be the quarterback that you can be?
Really, the main thing was just footwork. I like to play quick, so I really like to get out of the pocket, roll calls, and I feel like we got talent all around. We got guys like Cade, Logan, Zach, Kelby. We got weapons all around. So if I can get out of the pocket and get the ball to those guys, they'll make plays for me. What
responsibility do you feel like you have to take on at the quarterback position?
Really, just being a general. Try to be a captain best I can. Meaning, make sure the linemen got everything right, our backs. If somebody's got to play wrong, I'll help them. No worry about that. And really just being a captain out there, I'll try to be.
Right now, what's the biggest strength for this team?
Really just quickness and athleticism. As you can see, we're not really that big of a team. We're going to play quick this year. We're going to play up tempo. I really think by the third, fourth quarter, teams won't be able to keep up with us. I really don't think so. Ready? There you go. Say it, go.
I don't know, whatever you want.
Say it, go.
What excites you the most about being a quarterback?
Really just you can change the game in one play. It only takes one play to make the scoreboard seem a lot better or a lot worse, and we've seen that happen. So I really like being a quarterback, just the thrill of it. You're involved in every play. So I feel like, one play, the game can change dramatically.
Kelby Bierman as a senior, how do you feel like his contribution at the wide receiver position compared to playing last year to this year his strides have kind of come along really well?
Kelby is a kid, like I said, he was one of our leading receivers last year. I think him and Blake caught, I think one had 21 balls that they caught. So Kelby was involved in the offense last year. He's a big kid, he's 6'2", he's probably 170, 180. He's athletic, he's gotten bigger, he's been in the weight room. You can tell he's improved, his speed, quickness. So we're looking for big things from Kelby this year.
Go. As a senior leader, how are you developing the younger kids?
I'm just trying to do my best to make sure they stay out of trouble in practice, honestly. They know what they're doing. Try to help them whenever they look like they're lost.
What do you think the biggest strengths for this team are?
Offensively, we've got a lot of speed this year. And defensively, we definitely have a lot of strength. A lot of our guys have been lifting in the off season, and it's really been showing off. This year, I'm really excited. Last year, we didn't have a whole lot of experience. We had a lot of sophomores playing up. And this year, they've all got a varsity year under their belt, and they know what they're supposed to be doing. And we've got a few seniors and a few underclassmen that are coming up, so I'm really excited for that. We just need to work on our offense. We're doing something a little bit different this year, and we just need to keep repeating it every practice so we get it perfect. Hudson's done a really good job so far this year. In 7-on-7s, hasn't had any problems. He's a left-handed quarterback, which changes the targets a little bit, but not a whole lot. And I'd compare him a lot to Braden.
I like our chances, I really do. Like I said, we got athleticism. If we can control the stuff we can control, meaning snap count, no penalties, playing our game, I feel like we can play quick and beat teams just with our speed. I feel like our floor, we're gonna make playoffs. That's our floor. I really want to make playoffs. I feel like we got the team to do it. It's if we just gotta stay focused. We gotta stay training. We gotta keep doing what we're doing, meaning conditioning. We gotta condition, stay in shape, because I feel like we're gonna earn most of our points just from being in better shape than other teams.
Cumberland Pirates success equals what is the keys to having a successful year? Obviously staying healthy is number one, but what has to be done to be a very good team this year?
No stupid penalties. I think that goes for about every team though, but we can't afford to have these false starts. We can't afford to jump off sides. We just got to play our game, control the stuff we can control, like Waddy says.
I feel we can be the top of the Lincoln Prairie Conference, honestly. We just got to do what we need to do in the big games that matter.
What is the most excited thing that you are looking forward to the most for your senior year?
I'm really looking forward to playing Sullivan and Nokomis. They were our toughest games last year, and they were both pretty close games, and I just want to have a lot of competition this year. This year, I think we can go as far as effort takes us. Every year we kind of have a problem with effort, but as long as we all put our bodies on the line for each other and work for it, I feel like we could go as far as that takes us.
Of all the players, who has stood out to you the most?
I think Hudson has done a really good job. As the quarterback position, he's come in here and put in work in the summer. He's done a really good job. I think that Logan Gerhardt is going to get an expanded role this year, and he has looked really good. He's probably the fastest kid we have on the team. Cade McMeekin's another one that got, he started on defense and started some offense last year, but we really didn't, focus on him. And when he gets the opportunity, he does a really good job. I think the last one that's kind of stuck out is Zach Harmon. He's done a really good job. He's a big kid. He's, I think, 6'7", 210, and he's still trying to kind of figure out his body a little bit, but he got valuable minutes last year. I look for him to take a big step this year.
What is the biggest strength for this team this year?
I think depth is good. I think our experience is good. We'll return 4 or 5 starters on the offensive line. Again, we've talked about the skill kids that have had experience last year that they've got. So I think that experience that we gained last year will help us. And again, we've got some pretty good depth at pieces, and I feel pretty good at each position that we have as far as our starting 11 go. So I think if we can stay healthy, we should be all right. If not, again, that depth will come into help. So I think the experience and depth are the strength of our team.
How do you feel on the defensive side? What are the strengths on that side?
I think it kind of starts in the middle. We have both our middle linebackers back that will play. Owen McGinnis was a first-team all-conference kid. He's back. Grant Kaiser was an honorable mention kid. He's back. Actually, all 4 of our linebackers are back. Our D lineman, Zach Harmon's a big defensive end, big-bodied kid. Isaac Vanetta on the defensive line got some time last year. Cade McMeekin was a corner that started every game for us last year as a sophomore, and he's back. Kelby's back as safety. So again, I think our experience returning is big on defense, and again, you have all 4 of your linebackers back, you have 2/3 your defensive back, and 3/4 your defensive lineback. So I mean, really, you feel pretty good about those guys that got experience last year. I think a couple other kids that will help us on the defensive side are Cam Brown. He's one that he started, again, last year he started on offense as well for us. And we're kind of looking forward to Devin Stewart. He's a kid that has kind of been taking reps at cornerback to fill in the hole for Blake on defense. And we're excited at the way he's looking as well.
All right, so schedule-wise, you start the season at Cerro Gordo on August 30th, okay? As far as conference-wise, you don't mess around. You play a conference team right away.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as conference, do you feel that this strength of this team can beat conference, can win the conference? What's your thoughts?
I think it's, like you said, we're in a closed conference, so every game we have, a 9-game schedule, and every team, it's a closed conference. I think that this conference has, a couple solid teams. I look at Sullivan. I think that they're going to be one at the top. They were good last year. They went 8-1, and they were young. They returned a lot of their skill kids back, so I think they're kind of going to be at the top. Arthur's, they won I think people forget they won the conference last year at 9-0, and they were also a young team. They do lose their quarterback and kind of one of their main weapons at running back, but I think they'll be solid. Nokomis is another team that beat us last year, and they were young as well. They had a couple of sophomore running backs who are going to be juniors, and they'll be young. So I think we can compete. I hope to be in the upper half of the conference, I hope. But those 3 teams I mentioned, I think, will kind of be up there just because of the success they had. Those are the 3 teams that beat us last year, and they were young. I think Arcola will look to be improved as well this year. So, I think, like I said, we should, planning on, conference championship is always a goal. So we'll shoot for that, but it's not going to be easy. So we're hoping to be, like I said, in the upper half of the conference, I think.
You always want to strive to be a playoff team, but what are the keys to the Cumberland Pirates to having success to getting the deep run?
I think, first of all, you got to stay healthy. I mean, that's the big thing. And 1A football, you lose a kid or two, and that can kind of set you back. So you got to try to stay healthy the best that you can. You got to come out and talk about these are 16, 17-year-old kids, and get them to buy into what we're trying to do and get them to eliminate mistakes and everything and just play our game and play to our ability each and every week and understand the importance of each and every week and each and every win that you can get. The way our playoff system is set up, I mean, you really want to shoot for that 7, 8, 9 win. It gets you a better draw, it gets you a better seed. It more than likely gets you a home game. We saw last year, you can go 6-3. Yeah, you make the playoffs, but your competition is going to be tougher. You're probably going to go on the road as well. We've seen that in the past. So we just got to focus on doing things that we can, controlling things that we can control 1 week at a time, and understanding the importance of every week and getting every victory that we can.
What excites you the most about this team in general?
I think the ability that we have and, seeing what we can get to, seeing the development throughout the season. Again, we do have, like I said, a lot of kids coming back that got experience, but their roles are going to change. So I'm kind of curious to see how they adapt to these roles. I mean, a lot of times last year, these kids kind of took a secondary role, and we had Blake and Braden Olmstead that was the majority of the offense. So I'm curious to see what we can do with these kids in different roles, and just to see how we can develop throughout the season.
You are now at the helm as Cumberland coach for 10 years, okay? What is your favorite part about being a coach, but also developing the younger kids, showing them this is how we play varsity football, and just kind of showing the ropes to the younger men, and also being good people in general?
Yeah, I love the game of football. Absolutely love it. I love the X and O aspects. I love, watching kids grow, helping them develop. And it's good to see these kids, and that's probably one of my favorite parts. I'm a teacher as well. I love, again, watching kids grow. And I think, with this group of kids, they're a good group of kids. They really are. They respond well. They're respectful for the most part. They're high-character kids. And that's what, we preach just as much as being a good football player, as being a good person. And it's really good to see, like, these young kids come in as freshmen, and, they get here and their eyes are kind of wide open, they get big eyes and deer in headlight kind of look, and it's different for them. But then when they, by the time they get to their sophomore, junior year, they're understanding it. By the time, they get to that senior year, hopefully that's the pinnacle, and it's really good to see that growth that they get throughout their time here at high school.
All right, you have your over route, and 20 has the post, okay? Kind of like what we did earlier on special return.
Let's go. Right there. Good.
Reach step, good. Very nice, good. Reach step, open. Good. And get your head across and drive it, all right? Okay, good. Are you ready, Owen? Okay. On you, guys. Oh, there's a hit. Laugh like Santa. Ready? Here we go. Set, go, go. Get him, go, go, go. Beat him to a spot. Get to your cone. Go, 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 go. Get. Ready, set. Chop. Go. Beat him. Good. Break down. That's it. Go ahead. Drive. Drive. Nice. Good. Drive back. Nice, Owen. Good job. We go block. We're one deep if we're going to go ox or ill. So you come up here, okay?
Coach Lucas Watkins entering his 10th year at Cumberland High School. Coach, I know you fell in the first round of the playoffs last year to Casey, but looking to build on that and go deeper into the playoffs this year. Good luck to the Cumberland Pirates this year. Wish you nothing but success of this upcoming year.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, that was kind of rough last year, and we are looking forward. I think we talked about earlier, that's the importance of each game and trying to get as many wins as you can to improve your seed and get a home game. And Casey was a very, very good team last year, and we found that in the first round. And again, you hope to avoid those types of teams early on. At some point, you are going to have to get to them, but we're just going to, like I said, take it one game at a time, do the best we can. And I appreciate you coming out here and interviewing us and giving us the exposure.